Bonjour YouTube, comment vas-tu? La version 1.03 du jeu, on s'en fiche. Il y a eu 2-3 réglages la dernière fois déjà. Souviens-toi, nous l'avons fait. Et bah écoutez, je crois qu'on est à la 16e VOD de Final Fantasy XVI. Et ça c'est beau. Quelle meilleure idée pour avancer la quête principale. Hein, la VOD de la quête principale, sauf si le moment d'accalmie là nous donne d'autres quêtes secondaires. Attention. Bien sûr, la caméra va sans doute très vite disparaître. L'overlay va sans doute très vite disparaître. Pourquoi? Tout simplement parce que je pense me foutre à poil un jour. Il fait chaud. Bref, regarde Twitch pour savoir pourquoi. Allez, Zébardi. Zébardi. Pourquoi je m'étais arrêté ici déjà? Il y en avait peut-être un qu'on n'avait pas fait. Fais voir. Qu'est-ce que j'avais pas fait déjà? Il y en a deux que j'ai pas fait. Environ des massures abandonnées. Donc ça on avait vu où est-ce que c'était. Et ça on sait pas parce qu'il fallait qu'on aille au village abandonné de Rosalia. Très bien. En attendant on allait quand même retourner voir Mid. Voilà c'est bon je me souviens. On allait quand même voir Mid. Oui. Ouais non mais t'inquiète. On aide bien Mid, bien sûr. Eh oui, c'est vrai que j'avais mis ça, hein. Faut enlever juste la cam.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat, a coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
Ça s'arrête jamais, hein. Excusez-moi de le dire, mais ça ne s'arrête jamais. Ah, j'avais mis à jour Windows. Dommage.
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
Comment ça?
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Bon, j'ai le droit de... On a le droit d'avancer.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it.
Attendez, il y a un truc que j'ai oublié.
Survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now
Bon, du
that
coup, j'ai rien
your
suivi.
project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right.
C'est pas possible, hein.
I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Voilà, nouvelle quête disponible, bravo, bravo. Boîte aux lettres, oh, d'accord. Et une ici, très bien, où est-ce que je suis? Je suis là. Et bah c'est parti. C'est parti, c'est parti. Et est-ce qu'il y a de nouveaux monstres ou pas? Il n'y en a pas de nouveaux, très bien. Bon, on va juste choper les quêtes annexes. Faire les quêtes annexes. Et puis après on avancera. Non mais c'est bon, j'ai envie de les faire tout de suite moi les quêtes annexes. Elles sont là, c'est bien de les faire. Je vais éternuer. C'est bon, j'ai éternué.
Well, here, Sid. Reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you've a mind to.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit it is. Bunging a solution you want splitting, and it will separate it out, just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping you could help me out.
Bah oui, let's go, on y va. Hein.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like. Alright. Why not?
Proper job!
So what exactly do you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief.
Ah!
Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind.
Ah oui, d'accord, rien que ça, quoi.
I take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame ain't exactly my forte. You, on the other hand...
Ils sont tous chelous, les gens, en fait, à qui tu parles.
Thank you kindly.
Soit ils sont mous, soit ils ont des voix bizarres. Bon, allez, c'est bon. Un roi bombo. Et l'autre quête, elle était... Ah ouais, elle était là-bas. Damn. Oh si, c'est plus rapide par ici, je pense. Hop, les petits sauts de cabri, hop. Pardon. Boîte aux lettres. Je savais même pas que j'avais une boîte aux lettres, tiens. Ah, mais ah oui, d'accord. Eh bah dis donc, faudra que je lise tout ça. Ah mais attends, mais waouh. Bah, Black Throne. Ah ouais, putain, mais il y a des... Ils m'ont expliqué ça un jour ou pas? Comment faire soupirer entre deux coups de marteau. Qu'il le... Ouais, je dois m'absenter du repère un moment à cause d'une mission, mais j'aimerais que tu ailles lui parler quand tu as un peu de temps, merci. Allez, on prend. Il y en a quelques-unes en fait. Bon bah ce sera des quêtes annexes au final. Ce sera des quêtes annexes, excusez-moi, YouTube, on va faire avec, hein. Bah, forcément, il y a un truc pour les Kings. Le comportement de Talgor m'inquiète un peu ces temps-ci, j'aimerais vous en parler, mais pour cela, il faudrait que vous passiez me voir, y a pas de souci. Je me suis aperçu qu'on avait un petit problème en faisant les comptes et j'aimerais que tu viennes me donner un coup de main pour régler tout ça quand tu as le temps. Gauthier. C'est Jean-Paul. En fait, c'est mes mails. Voilà, c'est ça, c'est... Je suis resté trop longtemps sans m'occuper de mes mails. Tac, bon. Il y a de la quête annexe. Fort heureusement, il n'y en a pas dans les autres coins. C'est bon, on a les droits. Alors. Qu'est-ce que ça nous raconte?
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, and you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, he's got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well... Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you.
Bon bah j'ai des trucs à voir avec Karen. Alors...
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations.
Hmm.
But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
Ok. J'ai autre chose à te parler, Karen, en fait.
You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
De toute façon, c'était un peu obligé.
And he's a touch eccentric, if you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning.
Ok. Ensuite, il y a Hippocrate. Et puis après, on pourra y aller.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite, which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Et ben c'est parti. Cressidia du coup. Et j'ai Dalimil. Faut juste que j'aille voir le tableau là-bas. Et puis ensuite ce sera ok. On pourra aller faire toutes ces quêtes annexes. Mais il est où Gauthier d'ailleurs? Attends. Ah oui, il est là-bas. Oui, le comptoir, bien sûr, je suis bête. J'ai 2 quêtes annexes en fait là aussi. J'étais en train de me dire, mais il y en a 3 en fait. Enfin, j'en ai pris 4 au total. Si tu cherches un roi bambou, il y en a justement un qui a été repéré. Lis son affiche sur le tableau pour savoir où le trouver, Coupeau. Où le trouver, pardon, Coupeau. La braiserie, je sais pas où c'est. On va trouver. Mais je me demandais pourquoi il fallait que je lui reparle, mais...
Clive, did you get my letter?
Non.
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto won't be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen, I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it's maybe my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's going to take some time, and I'm going to need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean.
Eh ben ça va.
And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe, and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
No, I don't, qui dit. No, I don't, qui dit. Alors, bon. Et ben maintenant, on peut y aller. Map monde. Puis. Alors, la braiserie. Et non la baiserie, bien sûr. Les morts abandonnés. Les masures abandonnées, pardon. Ouais. On avait dit la braiserie. Bah c'est par là, non? Ça a quoi comme nom, cet endroit? C'est pas ça, c'est pas ça, c'est pas ça, c'est pas ça. Ce sera peut-être par ici, hein. Parce que du coup, je vois pas trop par où je peux aller. On vit avec des mandarins. Village. Ouais. Il faudra que j'explore, quoi. Pour savoir où c'est. Très bien. Bah après, je vois pas pourquoi ce serait pas ici, mais bon. Donc j'ai la braiserie, très bien. Donc ici j'ai des trucs à faire, j'ai des trucs à faire là-bas, j'ai des trucs à faire là-bas. J'ai peut-être plus de trucs à faire ici, non? J'ai déjà tout oublié. Oui, j'ai un truc là-bas. Puis. Éliminer les antilopes âgées. Donc ça, oui, c'est ici. Ouais. Bon, allez, hop, on va commencer par ça. On va commencer par l'antilope âgée. Faut bien commencer quelque part, de toute façon. Pas de chocobo ici. Allez, hop. Ouf. Et ici, je pense que je pourrais aller voir vers Rosalia. Je peux potentiellement faire quelque chose. Attendez, j'ai juste un doute. Non, c'est bien après. Oh, les antilopes. Non mais c'est bon. Fais un effort, je t'en conjure. Sweet.
Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place.
Alors... Ça c'est de la petite antilope. Oh, ah non. C'en est des grandes. Ah, quand elles veulent, elles se ramènent. Hein. Aïe aïe aïe. D'accord. Alors attendez. Voilà. Kaboum. Kaboum. Et voilà, c'est bon. On a les droits. Bon, ça va pas donner grand chose, mais c'est toujours ça. Mais si, j'ai des trucs à donner à Martha, mais oui, forcément, en fait, vu comme je peux pas avoir... J'avais vu ça, j'avais vu passer ça. Il y a que quelques quêtes que je peux afficher. Olushing. Olushing et son ananas.
I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Toggle. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Come on, boy. Alors, on va se re-TP chez Martha. Et puis, j'irai peut-être voir vers Rosalis aussi. Pour ce monstre de rang S.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone.
Mhm.
And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
Et puis il se barre comme ça. Gratos. À l'autre. Eh ben écoute, pour moi, pour aller au truc abandonné de Rosalith, c'est par là. Hein. Juste checker avant que j'oublie. En fait, pour moi, il faudra aller au viaduc.
No use calling Ambrosia now.
Oh, j'appelle Ambroisie si je veux. Oh bah dis donc, ouais. D'où tu siffles comme ça? Oh le retour du ventilo. Ouais, bah je crois pas que ce soit par ici. C'est vraiment dans le village abandonné de Rosalith, hein, on est d'accord. Hein. Bah, si je peux pas m'y TP tout de suite, c'est que je peux pas le faire tout de suite. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a ici? Eh, il y a encore des trucs, hein, en fait. Ce sera peut-être plus tard. Bon, bref. Map monde. J'ai qu'un truc à faire ici, je crois. On va revoir Madame Apolline. Bien sûr. Comment il l'appelle déjà en anglais? The Dame, mais c'est...
Did you hear?
The gates to heaven.
I want to see you again tonight.
Attends, je veux juste comprendre ce qu'ils me disent. La maison noire à la feuille de la dragonnière. Tu peux pas répéter, s'il te plaît? Parce que... Feuille de la dragonnière, ouais, c'est par là-bas. Ah, je suis pas allé ici. Domaine de la... Ah, il y a un truc. Ok.
I sent to the capital for a new bearer weeks ago.
Distribuer des pourvoyeurs. Ah non, ils allaient cesser, ok. Ouais. Oui, ça se comprend. Ils sont un peu en déj, quoi.
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion. Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the hideaway's debt with the veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that. Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Et ici, du coup, j'avais rien d'autre. Donc, map monde, hop. Et puis, on va aller ici, hein. Je pense que c'est ici, on peut avoir les meilleures infos. Enfin, les meilleures infos. Les meilleurs... Enfin, tout ce qu'on peut faire, voilà, c'est ce que je voulais dire.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
St. Drake's fang is gone. The whole mother crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Yeah. You. Listen. I've got this theory. The fallen. I don't think they all fell. Some of them are still living among us. You could be one of them. I could be one of them.
Ah, si tu le dis, ouais.
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere.
Eh ben, je vais regarder autre part, regarde.
Purchase the use of every room hoping to keep.
My reputation will be ruined. Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Bah, je suis pas dedans, hein.
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his...
Bah oui, bah c'est de l'autre côté de là d'où je veux aller.
...that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
Ouais, t'inquiète.
Kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
T'inquiète, t'inquiète. Alors. Ben, ici, oui. Non, qu'est-ce que je fais? Ah mince, je pensais qu'il y avait un TP là-bas. Oh bah écoute, on va se TP ici quand même. Et c'est rigolo, en fait, ils m'ont mis où est-ce qu'il y avait des monstres. Regardez, si je fais la map monde, là, hop. Map monde. Hop, si je mets liste des activités, cible d'élite sur la zone, toi, ils me le mettent. C'est très rigolo. Ici, j'en ai? Ben, j'en ai une. Voilà. Mais c'est ici, donc je sais pas trop comment y aller, en fait. Ici, il y en a une. Ah oui, il y en a une aussi, là. Et qu'est-ce que j'ai fait, moi? J'ai rien suivi, c'est ça? Attends, s'il faut, c'est pas du tout dans... La braiserie, c'est peut-être par là? Tourelle Ouest. J'y suis jamais allé là-bas. Attends, comment elle s'appelle? Mirandre de Mysidia. Rigolo. Porte de l'Ordalie. Bon, faudrait que je le re-regarde. Parce qu'ils me disent qu'il y a un truc ici. Enfin, dans cette zone. Ce qui m'étonne au plus haut point. Oui, 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 oui. Non, 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 on se combat pas. Ah oui, c'est vrai, je peux sauter. Youhou! Ah, attends, faut faire gaffe avec sur quoi je peux sauter aussi. Oh. Le bosso, hein. Hop là. À l'attaque. Salut les filles. Oh putain. Ah, je sais que t'as rien demandé, mais je te tue quand même, voilà. Aïe aïe aïe. Vas-y, viens par là. Qu'est-ce que je fais, moi? Oh, c'est pas possible. J'ai rien fait comme il faut. Oh oui. Ah non. Attends. Régène. Voilà, kaboum. Eh merde, qu'est-ce que je fais? C'est bon. On les a eus. 96, c'est pas mal. J'ai 1200. On va de toute façon attendre pour avoir des trucs un peu plus forts.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamel.
Il va me TP directement? Dommage. J'aurais voulu faire autre chose. Mais c'est pas grave.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards.
Ah, merci.
The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
And there are many other collectors out there.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider
D'accord.
nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
Oui. Et avant toute chose... Spoily, oui. Quoique... Je vais d'abord aller voir là-bas, Masure abandonnée. Voir en fait s'il me dit qu'il n'y a plus... il y a plus rien, ça sert à rien de chercher ici la braiserie en fait. C'est ma faute, hein, j'ai mal lu. Hein. C'est peut-être à Sunbreak, ouais. Bon, t'apparais comme ça, toi. pi, 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 pi. Non, c'est après que je dois tourner. 3 roses des sables. Oh, fais pas de bêtises.
Enough of you, are there?
Je suis niveau 35 hein, d'ailleurs. Hein. Je pense que je suis bien assez haut level. Attends, mais c'est où? Ça, c'est pas le repère des fauves, ça? Ah non, on s'en fiche. Très bien, très bien. Vas-y, passe par ici, je t'en conjure.
Don't get surrounded.
Alors, voyons voir un peu la map. Je pourrais pas continuer par là-bas, je pourrais pas continuer là-bas, mais par contre, il y a les masures là-bas. Les masures abandonnées. Ah, ça aurait pas été là?
You deserve a rest.
Attends. Ah non, c'est là-bas, ouais, c'est ce qui me semblait. Bon, c'est pas grave, écoute, on va se les faire. Voilou. Ah oui, d'accord. Oh, bon, écoute.
No mistakes.
Ouais. Ce qui me semblait qu'il allait me faire, mais j'étais plus sûr. Eh merde, raté. Ça valait le coup, hein. Ça valait le coup. C'est pas passé loin. J'ai pu rallonger le truc, je suis content de moi, hop. C'est bon, il est mort. Bon, écoute, on va full régène, hein. Enfin, full régène. Faut pas vraiment appeler ça un full régène, mais... c'est pas si mal que ça non plus, quoi. Ah, j'avais vu un truc volant. Sachant que je cherche un truc volant. Coffru. Ah mais ça c'est... c'est que des trucs pour... Mais c'est carrément là, hein. C'est censé être par ici. Là, regardez. Elles sont ici. Un petit dessin. Bon, c'est avancé, hein. Ça devrait le faire. Puis, 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 puis. Ça va être un peu chiant, je le sens. Oui. Si, ouais. Ouh là là, il s'en passe des choses ici. Ah merde. Mordu. Ouh là là. Acupuncture. Attendez, on va le faire. Ah merde. Elle est pas morte. Mordu. Je suis encore un peu loin de mon level up quand même. Ça ne va pas suffire. En vrai, ça allait plutôt vite. Hein. Quand tu fais de l'AOE, ça va plutôt vite. Map monde. Liste des activités. Ah ouais, donc c'est bien pas par ici, quoi. Et du coup, par contre, je vois pas du tout où est-ce qu'il peut être. Là, c'est chantier naval, Boursin, ouais, Port-Iseux, Porte de la Rosée. Il est peut-être là-bas, hein, le rang S. Mais j'ai un peu de mal à voir, en fait. Vallée, ouais, viaduc de Balme. Ouais, c'est pas marqué très clairement. Écoute, on va rentrer déjà, on a 3 quêtes à faire. Et la braiserie, par contre, je vois pas où c'est. C'est la baiserie. Alors, je vais juste retourner voir tout ça, toutes ces infos. Puis. Vas-y, raconte-moi tout, Nectar. Alors ça, du coup... Ah ouais, lieu inconnu. Ah ouais, il ne le met pas. Donc c'est vraiment... ouais. Voilà, une de nos unités, c'est ça. Si j'avais lu, pardon. Forêt jouxte la faille de la dragonnière. Une mauvaise rencontre d'après elle. Donc, c'est dans une forêt un peu trop profondément dans une forêt qui jouxte la faille de la dragonnière. Très bien. Ah oui, il est vivant. Hein.
Oh, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than
Ah non, mais en plus, c'est moi qui dois faire son taf, quoi. C'est pas possible. C'est pas possible, ça, hein. En plus, Karen, j'ai autre chose à lui rendre avant. Puis.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
Appelez. Puis.
Oh, nice like that.
Oh, les petites fins, comment ça?
In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Non mais il y a plein de trucs à faire là, c'est bon.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask
Combien? 30 millions?
Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones.
Eh oui.
Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to, I forget where. But having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that, on account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Apprenons à compter.
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But
this'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Ah ouais, je suis à 610. Tabernacle Calibou. Ça, c'est un objet décoratif, bien sûr. Très bien, bon. Alors, j'ai Harpocrate, Blackthorn, et puis après j'aurai juste le bombo à faire. Bon bah du coup ça aurait été une VOD de quête annexe. Hein. Excuse-nous YouTube. Je pense qu'on commencera à peine la quête principale quand on finira cette VOD. Mais c'est pas grave, vous inquiétez pas.
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Very good.
Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Hop les 630 de répute. C'est pas mal, c'est pas mal. Moi je suppose qu'il y a un truc dès qu'on arrive à 1000. Allez, Blackthorn, et puis ensuite on ira à la baiserie, la braiserie, pardon. Ma fourche à languer.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword then?
I did better than that.
C'est qu'un fragment de pierre aiguisée.
Hey, a whetstone. Yes, but not one you'll find anywhere in Valestia.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent will be your last.
Et ah bah c'est sûr que si t'es mort, t'es pas blessé quoi.
Is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valesthian steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy now. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine.
Nous comptons sur toi et lui dit don't push yourself too hard. Il y a quand même quelques problèmes. Hein.
Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one. August 2. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
En plus, faut que je ramène les matériaux, quoi. Alors... Ah, presque level up, hein. 660. Plan de Scaliburne. Cool. Alors, de quoi je vais avoir besoin? Elle est où, Excalibur? Cœur de Mombo, eh bah très bien, j'y vais de ce pas d'ailleurs. Oh, fémur de dragon blanc. Alors... Map monde. Qu'on avait dit... Hop, je suppose que c'est par là. Fait de la dragonnière. Alors, soit c'est là. Mais je pense que c'est là-bas. Je pense que c'est là-bas. On n'est pas mieux. Cadeau de Chocobo, mais... Je pense que je suis pas full. Ah, bah, peut-être que maintenant je le suis. C'était histoire de gagner un peu de... rage. J'ai la rage. Tiens, ça le bait. Quatre peaux épaisses. Bon, allez, Chocobo. Ah. Ça me l'a annulé. Bon, c'est pas grave. Oh, bah oui, je vais me le faire. Aïe. Et hop là. Ça suffit. Allez, vraiment les dégâts sont incroyables. Mais je pense qu'il y a d'autres armes, d'autres attaques pardon, qui sont aussi incroyables en termes de damage. Oh, oh c'est les raptors ça. C'est le raptor dissident. Hop là. Oh bah merde, il est mort. Voilà. Oh, ça donne 2-3 trucs. Hein. Oh. Ouais. C'est vraiment ce genre de truc là, ça fait vraiment penser à Kingdom Hearts. C'est fou quand même comment ce jeu qui est décrié de dingue arrive à quand même marquer les esprits. Hein. Et voir, attends. Oh. Et ça, c'est la braiserie, ok. Ah oui, non mais d'accord, carrément en fait. Non mais Nomura, il est pas dans le développement, on est d'accord? Attends, j'arrive, hein. On est d'accord que Nomura n'est pas dans le développement du jeu. Alors qu'est-ce que ça fout là, ce machin? Oh, récupère le truc, je t'en conjure. Je sais plus quel rang c'est, par contre, le bombo, là. Ça devait être un rang A, je pense. Rang B, j'ai rien dit. Allez, zébardi. J'ai tellement de pognon, par contre. Oula. Ah non. Je peux pas le stagger, j'ai l'impression. J'ai comme une impression que je peux pas le stagger. Déjà si je peux le mettre au sol, ça... C'est sûr que je peux pas le stagger. Oh non. Ah. Ok, il y a du monde. Oula. Qu'est-ce que je fais? Vas-y, je me mets pour histoire de me régénérer et de l'enchaîner. Ah oui, quand je suis en l'air, je peux rien faire, c'est vrai. Oh non. Ah, attention, ça va exploser, hein. Oh là. Ouf. Ça aurait été gratuit si j'avais la l'onde incendiaire. Qu'est-ce que je fais? Hop là. Allez, on essaie d'enchaîner. Je sais pas pourquoi je la fais celle-ci par contre. Celle-ci pour le coup, ouais, je... Oh là là, oh là là. Et venez vous exploser. Ça m'arrange. Ah non. Je vais vous faire le malin. Oh là 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 là. Ça arrête pas, hein. Ça passe, c'est bon. Et ça, normalement, ça fait bien mal. Ah. C'est bon. On a les droits. Et puis level up. Très bien. Très bien, très bien. Eh, pas mal de PV, hein. Cœur de mon beau, bien sûr. Hein. Ça, c'est ce qu'il me faut. Je ramasse la cendre, par contre, voilà. Pour son alambic à l'autre, là. Tac. Et du coup, je vais finir une quête en plus, hein. Oui, du coup, on avait dit que je voulais aller vérifier le manoir, là-bas. Ouais, t'inquiète, j'y vais. Le manoir Kingdom Hearts. Peut-être qu'on va tomber sur la cité du crépuscule à un moment. C'est quand même dingue, hein. C'est peut-être pas voulu, hein. C'est peut-être nous qui pétons un câble parce qu'on... Oh, bien joué. Parce qu'on voit des références un peu partout, quoi, mais... Ça y ressemble quand même pas mal, hein. Bon, j'ai rien trouvé de plus, hein, ceci dit. Ça avait l'air, pardon, d'être une zone dans laquelle je pouvais aller bien avant. Allez, c'est parti. Hop. On va retourner ici, au repère de Clive. J'ai un tout petit peu chaud. Je sais pas combien il fait dans le bureau, mais il fait chaud, quoi. Je peux aller forger Excalibur avant, attendez. Allons faire ça tout de suite. Mais je pense que c'est pas une arme que je peux améliorer, comme c'est une violette. Une arme violette. C'est moi. Hop les. Et donc là, si je mets renforcé... Non. On est d'accord que je peux pas l'améliorer. Hein. Ouais, tout ce qui est violet, j'ai l'impression que je peux pas. Je vais voir comment elle est. Ouais, ça va, elle est jolie. Bon, par ici, ce coup, ce sera plus rapide. Ça va, elle est jolie. Celle de platine était pas belle. Hein. Je la trouvais pas ouf. Allez. Qu'est-ce qu'il nous raconte? Non. Mais oui, bien sûr, c'est ça que j'ai ramené.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it too. Enough to keep the Olympic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Let none say otherwise. Right then. Let's get this contraption up and running.
En fait, il va juste vouloir te faire de l'alcool, l'autre, là. Il a pété un câble.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favor.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in.
Oh!
I could work some magic on that.
What kind of magic?
Oh, je vais me faire agrandir la sacoche. Par Wayne. Putain, joie.
Isolated a substance in our test run of the Olympic that I reckon will make even the toughest lever supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Well, it can't hurt to try, I suppose.
That's the spirit.
Si c'est pour le bien du repère, je veux bien me faire agrandir la sacoche, moi aussi. Allez, c'est parti. Hop. Baisse ton pantalon, Clive. Ah mais non, cette sacoche-là, pardon, excusez-moi. Non, excusez-moi. Oui, la sacoche à remède, oui, bien sûr.
Well, what do you reckon?
It certainly feels more flexible.
Right? Told you.
Thank you. I think.
No.
J'ai l'impression d'avoir plus de place.
Without you, we'd never been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your bag. And I'm telling you, there's plenty more where that came from.
Clive, il a un renflement brun. Qui est tout dilaté maintenant. Ouah, 720 par contre, ça fait du bien. Sacoche à remède assoupli. Oui. C'est très bien ce que ça veut dire. Non mais oui, du coup, je suppose que ouais, ça a augmenté de 2 de chaque. Par pitié, pas que de 1. Je sais pas de combien ça a augmenté, je peux en avoir combien? Dis-moi. Ah, bien. Super potion, une de plus. Ok, celle de force 1 de plus, celle de défense 1 de plus. Très bien. Les élixirs, par contre, ça n'a pas augmenté. Je suis déçu. Mais c'est pas grave. De toute façon, je me sers quasiment jamais de mes potions. Il est donc temps d'aller parler à Otto, mais d'abord, allons voir Désiré, qui doit me passer quelques récompenses, je pense. Hein, 740. On est pas mal. Il va juste me manquer un contrat que j'ai pas pu faire parce que je sais pas où aller. Mais je pense que le jeu sait pas non plus où il est, donc... Le rang S, là. Le géant en sommeil. Je sais pas comment y aller, en fait. Vraiment pas. Je pense que je peux le faire déjà dès maintenant, mais vraiment... Aucune idée d'où aller le chercher. Oh bah du coup j'ai 2 trucs. Alors, faites partie des rares gens à la fois assez courageux et altruistes pour porter secours aux pourvoyeurs, même si je ne puis tendre moi-même la main à ces pauvres esclaves sans risque de tout perdre, je continuerai toujours de soutenir dans l'ombre ceux et celles prêts à le faire à ma place. Allié franc-castelloise. Une alliée franc-castelloise. merci. Même si la société a jeté l'opprobre sur vous et vos compagnons, je refuse de croire que les défenseurs de Paria puissent la mériter, pardon. Que la déesse vous protège, saint renégat. Saint renégat, d'accord, un disciple de la déesse. Médaillon de pontife. Et je débloquerai d'autres récompenses à partir de 850, donc dans un petit moment. Voyons voir l'équipement. Le médaillon pontife, c'est quoi? Ah oui, c'est ça. Qu'est-ce qui va me passer? Augmente le potentiel des soins des super potions de 25%. Ouais. Attends. Tiens. Moi j'ai quoi là? J'ai flamme émergente. Ça, flamme émergente, je vais le garder parce que c'est... Je fais énormément de dégâts avec. Au final, ça je suis pas sûr de le garder parce que Virevolte captivante, c'est plutôt pour le stagger en fait. Et le cyclone écarlate, c'est bien... C'est bien, mais 8%, c'est peut-être pas ouf. Faudrait peut-être que je revoie... Spouli poui, poui, spoui poui poui poui, pouli poui. Bon, de toute façon, là, je suis un peu... je suis au max. Voilà. Je suis au max de ce que je peux avoir. Bref, parlons à Otto.
Alright, Clive. Asterix. Mid finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that? In those words?
She did, yes.
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Ça alors.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Obelith, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry and all, are ya? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Obelith.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, uncle?
Alors, cher neveu, un de mes contacts à Canver m'a parlé de l'entreprise dont il soutient le financement de la construction. C'est un sacré projet et je serais ravi d'y participer aussi. Cependant, j'ai appris que l'administration des villes libres, des villes libres, mène l'enquête sur ce qu'elle appelle un chantier naval non homologué. Cela pourrait poser quelques problèmes à Mid, qui s'est attelé à la construction d'un nouvel amarrage pour son navire. Est-ce que tu pourrais envoyer Gab sur place? Il saura protéger Mid et son chantier de toute incursion néfaste, j'en suis certain. Bien à toi, Byron.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
Spoui, poui, poui.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards.
Right.
Oh, by the way, Jill'll be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Pichoun. Ruine de l'ancien repère. Ah, c'est rigolo. Il y a quand même les ruines de l'ancien repère. Ah, mais c'est peut-être une mission? Oh, j'ai pas vu, attendez. Non, non, c'est pas une mission, c'est bon. Mais j'étais obligé d'y aller, quoi.
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. That if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these.
So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's Tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Il veut pas se calmer l'autre là.
And glad to have you with us, Goot.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Ah, et bah voilà. C'est une autre zone qu'on va encore pouvoir explorer comme il faut, hein, d'ailleurs. Hop, on va déjà voir ce qu'il nous raconte ici. Et je pense que c'est la suite du désert, en fait. Hein. Voilà, exactement. Alors, en route vers le Dominion.
How are you feeling?
Tu vois un peu? Ah mais ouais, d'accord. Oh non, encore des quêtes annexes. Ça n'en finira donc jamais. Ah, je peux même pas redescendre en fait. Ok. Très bien. Et bah écoute, tout droit, straightforward.
Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
Le Shing. Vive le Shing.
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Bon bah ça m'étonne pas.
I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
Putain que c'est beau, hein. Allez, un petit peu de baston. J'ai quand même 6 niveaux de plus que le niveau recommandé, je trouve. Hein. Enfin, je pense que c'est le niveau recommandé, plus ou moins. Hop, j'essaie de me refaire un peu les tirs. Les tirs percutants, parce que je les réussis plus trop. Là, j'en ai fait 3, mais... Et ouais, le dernier, je le réussis pas, en fait. 1, 2... Ah, je l'avais fait le 4ème, là. Je l'avais fait. Petite quête annexe, bien sûr, sur le chemin. Qu'est-ce qu'ils me veulent?
What do you think? That we'd be lucky to make it out alive.
Really? It's as bad as that?
Oh, aye. There's trouble up ahead. And too much of it for us to handle.
I take it there's danger on the road.
Oh, what about this fearsome-looking fellow? You think he'd be equal to the task?
Pas obligé de tout commenter non plus, hein. Je suis juste devant toi, hein.
He's willing to hear us out. Well met, friend. My brother and I have been tasked with finding a merchant's missing cart. You seen it by any chance?
How does a merchant misplace his cart?
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling, he ran, leaving his livelihood abandoned in the pass.
he sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now, I'm not much of a thinker, but I know the work of thieves when I see it.
My brother's right on all accounts. And by my estimation, the bastards are lying in wait just down the road.
We may have seen our share of action, true, but we've not got the skill in arms to boldly brave an ambush.
Ils sont un peu chelous, ces mecs.
However, have the look of a man who needn't fear a band of backwater ruffians. What do you say? Will you help us out? Chances are they'll come for you either way. But if you promise to lend us a hand, at least you'll pocket a reward for your troubles.
Bah, je sais pas trop, hein.
Well, if I'm going to have to deal with them anyway.
You've clearly got a fine head on those broad shoulders.
We're lucky you came along. Now, hoping to make a heavy purse in Boklad, our merchant friend loaded his cart with as much as it would carry. Reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find those goods. So, while you're seeing to those bandits, you keep your eyes open.
All right. Just don't expect me to drag the cart out of there myself.
No. You can leave the cart to us. You just put an end to those bandits and point us in the right direction. You do that, we'll take care of the rest.
Ouais, c'est pas très clair quand même, hein, je trouve. C'est pas très clair comme mission. Bon bah regardons où c'est, hein. Ouais, c'est dans le coin quoi. C'est dans le coin.
I'm not sure I trust those two.
Ouais voilà.
But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take care of them.
Ah. Vas-y, venez par ici, venez par ici. Attendez. Kaboum. Oh là là, je l'ai pas vu venir lui. C'est bon, je l'ai eu. Hop allez. Allez. Bon, c'est pas grave, j'ai pas eu beaucoup de compétences balancées. C'est pas super grave. On va les défoncer quand même. Hein. C'est pas le bon. Je voulais bloquer. Fais pas le malin, toi. S'entraîner un peu à bloquer, ça peut être rigolo. Ah, j'ai pas eu le temps. Allez, kaboum, kaboum, kaboum. Ah. Je suis pas bon. Oh, putain. Je me suis repris le coup en plus. Je me suis repris le coup. Ah, d'accord, ils ont tué les autres. Très bien, bon ça me va. Hein. Ça donne pas beaucoup quand même. Hein. Ah. R2, oh putain, je suis vraiment trop balèze sur les QTE. Ah, ils ont tout cassé.
Seems we found ourselves the right man for the job, wouldn't you say?
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing. Our merchant friend will be delighted.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out of here?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong to make such a fine warrior haul cabbages to market.
You've done your part. And that's all you need to worry about.
Bah, à mon avis, ça vaut pas tout ça en fait. Hein?
It's been a pleasure. Now piss off.
Comment ça, no piss off?
To be so rude, brother. What if we want his help again next time?
Ça mériterait un petit coup d'épée, hein. Une mécanique bien huilée, bah tu m'étonnes. On est en train de se faire arnaquer, là. Mais affronte Monsieur Propre, qui vient de te dire now piss off. Tiens, je suis à faire. Ah, ils ont récupéré ça pour eux.
I see the Dalmex lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold at least.
Attends, je suis où là? Ah oui.
The path continues on the other side.
Oula. Heureusement qu'on peut pas tomber, hein. Il va peut-être avoir des coffres quand même. Eh bien, apparemment non. Très bien. Ah, par contre... C'est bien parce que je les ramène tous comme ça là, et hop les... J'aurais pu en profiter pour régène, ceci dit. Ouf. Ouais, il y avait que ça. Il n'y avait que ça à faire. Eh bien écoute YouTube, ça fait 2 heures. Nous allons arrêter cette VOD ici avant juste de continuer la quête principale. Je te jure que la prochaine fois, c'est que de la quête principale. Quoique, il y aura peut-être quelques quêtes annexes. Allez, à plus YouTube, ciao!